Since we have three parties to deal with tonight, the city of Sioux Falls, Del Rapids, and the county. So we will get started. First, we call this joint regular meeting between Minnehaha County and Sioux Falls Planning Commission with a few introductory comments. Steve Gasper is chairing the city side. As a courtesy to everyone tonight, make sure your cell phones are turned off. The two planning commissions work together on land use and zoning matters within the rural areas surrounding the city. This area is displayed on the screen. After information and testimony is presented on an agenda item, the members will discuss the matter, and then each planning commission will vote independently to arrive at a decision. Any final action taken on conditional use permit requests will take effective 5 working days following this meeting unless a written appeal of tonight's decision is filed in the county planning office by Tuesday, May 31st at 5 p.m. In the event of an appeal, the decision will be referred to the county commission, to the joint county commission and city council hearing on Tuesday, June 28, 2016 at 5 p.m. When the joint agenda is completed, the city planning commission will adjourn and the meeting will continue as the county planning commission considers items beyond the joint zoning jurisdiction. At this time, the planning commission will consider the consent agenda. The minutes of the April 25th meeting are included on the consent agenda. Are there any objections to the planning commission members to any of the items on the consent agenda? Seeing none. Okay, now, item number 2 was on the consent agenda.
Yeah.
Scott, if you'd address that, please.
I'll address that. So, good evening, Scott Anderson, County Planning Director. And before you take action on item number 2, which is conditional use permit 1628 and is on the screen before you, on Friday afternoon, I was notified by one of the people that are on the list of property owners within 500 feet that were to be notified. Nice lady. She indicated that she received the property owner list, the map, the certification letter that the property owner needs to return to the county, as well as the instructions that we provide the property owner on how to do the mailings. She called because she had no idea what was going on. There was no actual hearing notice that was mailed to the property owner. So we sent a request, or we sent an inquiry to the state's attorney's office. We were advised by the state's attorney's office that given the fact that we were notified that there was an error in the mailing, that our recommendation would be to continue this item to the June 27th meeting. I did have a chance to talk to Matt Wallman right before the meeting. He is adamant that the mailings were done correctly. So I feel that it's going to be up to you as the planning commission on whether you want to hear this, whether you'd like to continue it. If you want to take action on it and would like to have it presented to you, planner Kevin Hookman will do the presentation, as he's the planner that wrote the staff report. And we were recommending it to be approved on the consent agenda. So
the alternative would be to have it deferred,
continued for 1 month, and then have the applicant send out the hearing notices and make sure they're done correctly if you feel that they weren't done correctly. And I don't know.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. Steve, what's the city's feeling on that?
This is, actually, we defer to you guys. We will follow.
Right over there, she's watching.
Yeah, we will follow your recommendation.
Okay. Okay, it's your feeling. Yes.
A question: did the person who felt she was improperly notified, did she object to going forward tonight, or?
She didn't say one way or the other. She actually had no idea what the request even was, so I explained to her what the request was, and she didn't make any comment other than she didn't have any idea what the request was for, and thanked me for letting her know.
Another question, I guess, if I may, where does she live relative to the property?
I have no idea. Let me get the list. I can tell you what what the mailing address was. Her address was 3100 South Tyler Court. And
Is that on our map? I was gonna say, is that a Cherry Lake address?
she may be, this is the list, this is the list of the property owners, and she may be, she may not live on that parcel. That is her mailing address.
Right. Okay. Any other questions, Commissioner Barth? Comments, Bill?
Scott, is this individual here tonight?
The applicant,
No, the woman that said she'd not.
I can
received
ask.
this.
Is Elizabeth Barra here? Elizabeth? Doesn't appear so.
Okay. Okay. So what's the wishes of the county? First, let's do this. Let's approve the minutes of the last meeting first. and then-
Move to approve the minutes.
Okay, got a motion, and a second. Okay, all those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And now let's talk about item 2. What is your wishes regarding item
Wait,
2?
we got
Vote the minutes first. Okay.
on the city side, any motion?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes on for the minutes on the city side.
Okay, now regarding this one.
Mr. Chairman, would it be appropriate to ask the audience if anyone wants it off the consent agenda?
Sure you
For
could.
discussion?
Does anyone in the audience want to address this, other than the applicant? Okay, seeing none? Okay,
I'd make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda, which now is item 2. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. The consent agenda
On
carries.
the city side,
Move to approve the consent agenda?
okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, same sign. Consent agenda passes on the city side.
I believe that's all our items.
And Commissioner, I'd like to, if you would allow me to introduce our 2 newest members. We have Katie Fegan here as one of them, and John Paulson as our other. They're replacing Denny Pearson and Kenny Dunlap.
Welcome.
Thank you. Move to adjourn. Adjourn this session. Motion? Second.
We got a second, motion and a second.
Motion, second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Favor say
Opposed, same
aye.
sign. Okay.
Yes.
Now we will switch as soon as you leave. Thank you very much.